is one of the most famous pop stars on the planet. Her new CD is called Bangers. Please welcome Miley Cyrus.
There taking down some moves that I was seeing in the audience that were pretty impressive.
Yeah. We have some good dancers here, not to mention Twitch. He's like the best dancer in the world.
Not to mention Ellen.
Well, oh, well, yeah, for sure. Not to mention me. Are you surprised by all the attention that is going on right now surrounding you?
It's pretty intense. As I was telling you earlier, I mean, it's kind of the craziest time in my whole life. I think of everything that I did getting up to this moment, and I feel like it was all just me training for this marathon that I'm in the middle of right now. It's the most insane week of my life, and I don't know how I'm still standing and kind of awake. It's kind of been amazing. I've just been everywhere, but making, you know, my album #1 has made it all okay.
Yeah, congratulations to that. I mean, #1 CD. Well, we'll talk about Bangers in a second, but the one thing that I think that I'm surprised by, you know, Robin Thicke was on stage as well.
Right. And no one talks about that.
Yeah,
no one cares about the man behind the booty.
Right.
You only care about the one that's shaking it.
But the problem is, I think what people thought was he was surprised by it. And he was
in rehearsal as much as I was and loving it, people.
Yeah.
And loving it.
So everyone there knew, there was rehearsal, everyone there knew what was going to happen.
Everyone there knew except maybe some other people in the audience. I saw a lot of faces that were kind of like,
yeah.
Should we be laughing at this? Is this supposed to be funny? It was supposed to be funny. It was supposed to be funny / somewhat, you know, obviously.
Provocative.
But I was dressed as like, my idea for it was I wanted to be a bear, but also somewhat like an adult baby because of my hair was supposed to be kind of like I was in like a onesie, and just because I have an obsession with being an adult baby.
Right.
And like onesies and everything that comes along with it.
Right.
So it was kind of supposed to be more that, and then it was supposed to get more sexual. But people were as shocked about the bear. I don't know.
Yeah, they were shocked about everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
A lot about the tongue. I always try to sit there and think about, because I'm obviously, like, you've known me for a long time. I've just always been a very open person and just, like, kind of chill with whatever anyone wants to do. Whatever is someone expressing themselves, I'm cool with. So I've tried to wrap my head around, like, I guess, what a normal person thinks about the performance, and I can't really understand where the shock comes from. I know that sounds crazy, but I can't really understand it because I don't see anything more than what any other real artist did that night. I mean, Gaga was in a thong, but no one cares.
Right, no one
cared.
No, and that's the thing. Elton John was on recently, and he basically said, he spoke up for you, and he said the artists are competing against each other for attention, and it is the goal to flatten the opposition, and she flattened the opposition. Nobody talked about anybody else except Miley. You have 2 records in the top 10. You have the #1 single. So he's saying, you did what you're supposed to do. It's not the Oscars. It's not the Emmys. It's, you know, it's a music show.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, I mean, for me, MTV, when I used to watch MTV all the time, it was really about music, and now it's a bunch of TV shows and all that, but this is a time in the year where it really brings it back focused on music, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be celebrating music videos, and that was basically my music video. I don't know how people were really that shocked, because if you've seen my video or Blurred Lines video, it was really supposed to kind of pay honor to that, because it kind of brought music videos back into a different place where people kind of care about videos again. It was an important year for that.
Yeah, well, I think people probably hadn't seen. I think most people saw Blurred Lines because it's all naked women. I think they shouldn't have been.
I don't know why they were shocked. I had clothes on. I was trying to get away with it, but MTV threatened to dead air me, so I couldn't come out in the full birthday suit. I had to put something on. So of course, nude latex.
Were you going to come out like naked? Did you think about
look,
that?
it's already happening.
Well,
I just start talking about it. It starts happening. Sorry, Ellen. Sorry. See, it's not really a choice. It's just kind of...
It just happens.
It just kind of happens.
You don't like wearing clothes. You've admitted that.
I was saying that today. It's always so cold on every set I go to, and I still refuse to wear clothes because it gives me anxiety.
To wear clothes?
It does. It gives me like a constricted... It gives me like a whole thing. I'm really panicking about winter coming up.
I was going to say,
onesies
what
like
happened?
don't work in wintertime.
No, not really, unless it's like a down comforter onesie.
Parka.
Yeah.
Over the hood.
A
just
onesie parka.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last time you were here, well, let's talk about the tongue thing. So when you say
Let's talk about the tongue
Let's
thing.
talk about the tongue thing. And what started that? And because now you're known as your tongue is out of your mouth.
Yeah, okay, well, my mom hates it. My mom really gets mad about it. More mad than any of these other parents that are also pissed. But my mom's also one of the moms that's really mad about it. And it's really because I really don't like taking pictures. I feel very uncomfortable taking pictures. And so it's like a nervous habit, kind of, because it just seems so awkward to take a picture and be like, I don't know how to do it. So it just feels more comfortable to go, I don't know.
Right.
It just feels more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to,
But
yeah.
now do you think
That's
that
embarrassing.
now do you think you don't want to do that anymore because then people expect you to do it, so you don't want to do it now?
It's very weird when like old dads come up and are like, hey, can we take a picture? Let's do the tongue thing. I'm like, what tongue thing are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't do the tongue thing with dads.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. so maybe you'll stop doing the tongue thing. Or are you more comfortable now taking
I'm more
pictures?
comfortable with it. It kind of depends. It's kind of become like, I don't know, like a thing, but it's more that I can get away with doing it because people expect it now, so I can get away with doing it. Because it's really just a nervous habit. Because smiling makes me feel really uncomfortable on a carpet. Like, I don't know what to do.
No, I know. It's a weird thing. I think people think because you've been in the public eye for so long, since you were a young girl, that you would be used to it. But it's never
Well,
a
I think I
thing.
used to when I was younger. I think I cared maybe more about being on red carpet. So I was trying to be like, I was like, oh, I was young, so I'm just following what everyone else was doing. I'm like, all right, you're supposed to stand with your arm like this, head up for the camera. Now I feel like a little, like no one saw me, but when I came out, I actually went to watch the VMAs after I'd performed. And everyone was in their gowns and everything. I came out in sweatpants and a sports bra and like slappy like tennis shoes that, you know, people wear to soccer practice, like those kind of shoes. Just because I'm like, I don't really, it's not that I don't care to be here, but I want to come to watch the show. I don't really care to be at events just to get as dolled up as I possibly can.
Right. Well, the thing, and I think people confuse that you don't care what people think with just, because I think you do care what people think.
I care what my fans think a lot.
Yeah, you care what your fans think and you care about your music. You just know you want to be true to yourself, and you're being true to yourself.
Yeah, things like hearing what Elton has to say, or, you know, after the VMAs when I was getting to talk to Kanye or any of that, that's kind of where it outweighs all the negative people that write anonymous comments, just because, you know, I want to hear what anyone has to say. I'm all down for, like, getting better and continuing to grow, but it's just, you know, it's not really constructive criticism what people do. It's they kind of take out all their hatred on someone that they don't really know, and I'm sure they would not mind me if they actually had a conversation with me and realized that I have a plan for my life and what I'm doing.
Exactly, and really, I think what people, if they don't really know who you are, and I do know, I don't know you well, but you are an amazingly talented woman. I mean, you have an amazing voice. I love, and I've said that to you before. You're a great artist, and you write. And you write great songs, and we have to take a break. We're going to talk about all kinds of things, but I just think you're so talented.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back. Now you're saying so nothing will scare you anymore.
Nothing.
By the way, before we go on, if you're not going to do the tongue thing anymore, can I take that over? And is it out to the top or to the
It's
side?
out with also like a wink.
And
And tongue and eye go same direction. Yeah.
I don't look as good doing it somehow. I think you have to look a certain way. It's not going to work for me.
Yeah, and you're
Never
also
mind.
got a lot of...
Yeah, I'm going to find
yeah,
something
okay.
new. Never mind. All right, so the last time you were here, I threw you an engagement party.
You want your money back?
I want my money back. I mean, I sent, like, you know, you enjoyed it.
I should have kept one of those dudes' numbers.
Yeah.
That would have come handy now.
Now, is that an awkward thing that all this attention is going on and you're not with him anymore, or?
It's not really as awkward because I'm living in, and so I think people spend more time actually thinking about it than I really do, because I just believe that when a chapter is done, you have to close it and start that new one, and that's kind of where I am right now, is I felt like I have so much to be thankful for at this time that my energy hasn't really been focused on that. And it's actually, I've been kind of impressed with people and how much they've actually shown more respect. I don't really look up anything, so maybe they haven't been showing respect, but from what I have like seen, I felt like people have really focused on my music right now when I've needed them to, and have actually been really good about that. Because that's the only thing I worried about, was I didn't want me to sacrifice what I've been working for just the attention to be on that.
Or to overshadow that.
Yeah.
And did you write anything, is anything on this album about
that? The whole
that?
album is a story of that, and I think it says that with starting with Adore You and ending with Someone Else's. I feel like you can really find like this arc of like growth, and I didn't even know as much of one until I really listened to it now that it's done and I have like my physical copy and I put it in my car. I'm like, you know, this really is like telling a story, and I think I knew more intuitively where my life was going than I actually thought I did at the time.
Yeah, I didn't want to read into it and assume that, but it does sound like that, starting with that
real story, yeah.
And are you friendly? Do you speak, or?
You know, for me, I haven't really gotten to see anyone right now because I've been like so crazy busy. I'm just letting that chapter kind of close and then just looking forward to that new one. So I want to be really clear and determined with everything I'm doing in my life right now, and I have been. And I keep saying I'm the happiest I've ever been, and that's not even a dig. That's just me, because I really am genuinely happy, finally, with myself, which I think sometimes it takes you separating yourself from someone else to really be happy with who you are. I've never been able just to be alone, and I'm obsessed with being alone and like hearing my thoughts, because I'm
right now?
Yeah, I'm really obsessed with like trying to, everyone, you should give me a list too. I've asked everyone that I kind of is around me. I'm like, give me a list of your favorite movies, your favorite books, your favorite artists, just so I can know more about the few people that I do have in my life and really know about them and really see what they're inspired by, and also continue to just learn more, listen to every different style of music.
I'm going to give you a list.
Please do,
and I would love to get a list from you as well. I think that's a brilliant idea for people to share.
Let's
and
exchange.
To say,
I've been doing it a lot with even people that I just meet and different designers or anything, like what made you get inspired? And so I'm trying to take this alone time, the 5 minutes I do have a day.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's not a lot of alone
to learn as much as I can.
And one thing you've done that I wanted to do when I was younger, and then as I got older, I changed my mind, but I always wanted to skydive, and you did that.
Have you done it yet?
No, I'm not going to do it now. It's too late. Now I've changed my mind, but I've always wanted to skydive. Was it as scary and fun as you thought?
It was actually less scary than I thought, because I grew up having a lot of anxiety, and so with what I do, I can't really have that anxiety. So that was one thing that I felt like, if I can perform at the VMAs and if I can jump out of a plane, there's no reason for me to have anxiety anymore. And so I think once you do it, I think you'll never really doubt yourself ever again. Because
so now you have nothing you're scared of.
I came to as close to death as you possibly can, because they make you do this. This is the scary part. They make you make a movie like right before they film you saying, "I, Miley Cyrus, realize sometimes parachutes don't work," and that's like one of the worst sentences I've ever said in my entire life before jumping 12,000.
So now you're saying, so nothing will scare you anymore.
And nothing. Oh my God! I need to be prepared for Ellen.
Oh my God!
Ellen was not the strippers.
No.
I was scared it was going to be strippers.
No,
you never know with Ellen.
No, it's just a Robin Thicke lookalike. So
nothing scarier.
Nothing will scare you anymore.
And nothing.
It's such a sweet, innocent. Oh my God! All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Got you a special onesie that you can wear. And